If you're like me, you may need a cardigan on standby year round in your office. Either the AC is blasting, your hormones are going nuts, or you just want to feel cozy. But here's the problem: that favorite cardigan may feel comfortable and even look passable in person because you can see the full outfit together. On camera, it can look downright frumpy, or as the British like to say, mumsy. In this video, we're going to look at cardigan styles that are modern and stylish and flattering and don't make you look like a giant blob on screen. For example, notice how the excess fabric on this cardigan, especially around the armholes, just overwhelms my frame in this limited camera view, and it adds visual weight. And this beige color, ugh, it makes me look drained on screen. Here's what many women don't realize. In a video frame that crops you at the chest or high waist, a cardigan just doesn't add another layer. It becomes a significant portion of your visible outfit. It can't be offset by a beautiful skirt, a pair of pants, or a great pair of shoes. That means the fit, the structure, and the visual interest of your cardigan matter more than ever on screen. In a moment, you'll see cardigan styles that enhance your virtual presence rather than sabotaging it. But first, let me welcome you if you're new to my channel. My name's Julie Hansen. I share virtual fashion and beauty tips for women who don't want to sacrifice style simply because they're meeting virtually. If that's you, consider subscribing and join us on this journey. So let's dive in to cardigans that work on camera. So here's the thing about cardigans. The fit is everything on camera. When you have a baggier cardigan, whether it's simply because you don't have it buttoned or it's just the style is very loose, it creates what I call visual ambiguity. Where does the sweater end and the body begin? The camera can't tell, so it makes you look visually larger and less defined, especially if you're wearing a Twinset that has matching color underneath. That can tend to blur everything together even further. Now, there are some things you can do. As I mentioned, if it's buttonable, that can often do the trick, as it does with this one, right? It's pretty well fitted, not real baggy. I don't want it much tighter than this. There's also a really great secret to fit we're going to use throughout this video. It's very high tech. You may not even know what it is. It's a clothespin. So what I can do is if I want to get it a little less bulky, I can just take this and gather some fabric together in the back and hold it like that, and voila, insta fit, insta tailoring, as it were. So a more fitted cardigan follows your body's natural lines, which looks more polished and pulled together. Now, obviously, you don't want it to be too tight so that it's uncomfortable and you can't move. So you want to look for fabrics that have a little bit of stretch in them, whether that's knit or cashmere's, light wools, merino wool, and something that has a little bit of structure so it holds its shape. So this is another Twinset, this time from designer Ronan Chen, but it's got something a little different about it. First of all, it's got some tailoring on the shoulders and on the underlying layer. So it looks a little differentiated on both pieces. So it doesn't quite blend all together like some Twinsets do. And it's a very comfortable, soft silk blend. So if you get too warm, it doesn't heat you up too fast. It is more open. It doesn't have any buttons or clasps. And that can be a little bulky. So if you want to, you can sort of create your own button or clasp with our handy dandy clothespin tool. And just below frame, sort of grab that fabric together and pin it. And there you have it, a nice tailored Twinset. I'll be honest, all the cardigans I owned pre-pandemic were either black or gray or beige or some kind of neutral. I thought those were more professional and certainly more versatile. However, on camera, those neutrals can make you fade into the background and wash your complexion out, and blacks can make you look like a shapeless lump unless they're layered with a contrasting top underneath. So I'm having fun embracing vibrant colors over the past years, corals and greens and beautiful blues and purples like this from my recent purchase from Lane. And I have to say, I was not even looking for a cardigan, but this pattern and colors jumped out at me and it didn't disappoint. You can see how this pattern and colors just sort of energize the screen and make you look more engaged and engaging. A cardigan in a contrasting color from your background really helps you to stand out, and in a contrasting color or pattern from your layer underneath it, which helps separate your torso and make your silhouette look more defined. This next one is a full zip cardigan from J. McLaughlin, one of my favorite boutiques. And if you've seen any of my videos on video presence, you've seen this cardigan. It's got a great rich color. It's a little lighter orange in person, so it's quite vibrant on camera. But it's super comfortable, obviously very fitted because it's a knit, and it has some texture to it, which we're going to talk a little more about later. Very easy to wear, obviously a little more casual than some of the dressier cardigans we'll look at. But what I really like is this stand-up collar because on camera, your frame that you're working with is very limited. And so anytime we can add some detail around the neck, the face, it adds dimension, and that's always interesting on screen. This is what's called a shawl collar cardigan. It's a cashmere from Neiman Marcus. Hello, after Christmas sale. And you can see with the draping, it creates some shadows and texture that add dimension on camera. It's a very flattering style on most people. This one is nicely fitted. So if you're only wearing standard crew neck cardigans, you're really missing out on an opportunity to add visual interest. You can also look for styles like notched collars or wrap collars as well. Here's a little secret about the camera. The camera loves texture because it adds visual depth and dimension. While a plain cardigan in a solid color and a smooth fabric looks pretty two-dimensional, you add a cable knit, ribbing, or an open weave like this, and suddenly you're working in 3D. Textured knits also tend to read as more expensive, even though they're not, because of the complexity of the weave. I picked up this one several years ago at Macy's for under 30 bucks. These open weave looks are fun to play with because the pattern of the color peeks through the weave in interesting ways. But there are a lot of other camera-friendly textures out there that you can find. Classic cable knit, vertical ribbing, or a nubby boucle knit that picks up the light beautifully. So there you have it. 5 cardigan styles that let you feel comfy without sacrificing polish on camera. Because comfort and camera friendly aren't necessarily mutually exclusive. So let me do a quick recap of what to look for in a cardigan that's video friendly. Fitted cardigans that follow your natural silhouette, contrast between your cardigan and your underlayer, interesting necklines like shawl collars or stand-up collars that draw the eyes to your face, vibrant colors and patterns that make you memorable and camera ready, textured fabrics that add dimension and visual richness. And don't forget your trusty high-tech tailoring tool, the clothespin, for instant fit fixes. So before you hit the store, remember you may have 1 or 2 of the cardigans that you can work with in your own closet. However, if you are starting from scratch, consider finding one that checks multiple boxes. It's fitted, maybe it's a jewel tone, and has an interesting collar, and build your wardrobe from there. So if you found this helpful, give this video a thumbs up and subscribe for more tips on looking and feeling your best on camera. And drop a comment below. What's your biggest cardigan challenge? Or any virtual styling challenge? I often make videos out of your comments and questions. So thanks for watching, and I'll see you on the next video.